Hi again then guys, and welcome to another installment of Pumping Iron on Forza Horizon 3. This is a review series for the muscle cars, the customs, the lowriders of the Forza games, both old and new. And this is a much more traditional concept of a muscle car, the Plymouth Cuda, and it's a very capable car, it has to be said. In a straight line in particular, there are actually very few muscle cars which can outrun this. It really is that good. But it's not without its potential drawbacks, because for one thing, it's pretty expensive. It's a 160,000 credit car, and although that's not the most expensive of muscle cars, it is very expensive, it has to be said. So with that in mind, what do you actually get from the car when you do buy it, or if you buy it, in both stock, fully tuned, and also, by definition, everywhere in between, forms? Well, first of all, let's break down the handling, as we always do. And for the handling on the Cuda, I'm going to give it a 4. Because although I would love to give it a 5, I personally like working with this car, it does have that trademark, not necessarily full-on land yacht handling that muscle cars sometimes have, but it's a little bit wallowy. You can feel the weight that the car has for sure. It's almost 1.8 tons, and that does hinder it a bit in stock form. Against other muscle cars, it's good. It is one of the better handling ones as standard, but against cars beyond the muscle class, or against modern muscle cars, it's not quite as good. It's good, that's why I'm giving it a 4, it's just not great. As far as acceleration though, well, for that I am giving it a full 5, because not only is it, as I said earlier, one of the fastest muscle cars in the game, period, when it's fully tuned, but even all the way down to stock form, the 425 horsepower and 490 foot-pounds of torque mean that this is a very fast muscle car. It's already good. It can already take on many of its peers, many of its rivals, and beat them without any tuning whatsoever. As far as top-end speed as well, that's the easiest 5 of the bunch, to be honest, because, as I said, it can do over 270 quite easily. There are very few muscle cars that can just flat-out outrun this one. And even, again, in stock form, the top speed is more than good enough to beat the majority of other muscle cars with very few exceptions. As far as value goes, I'm going to give it a slight hit. I'd love to give it a 5 because it really is a brilliant muscle car, one of the best all round. But that price is nevertheless very, very high. So it just wouldn't be fair to cars like the Impala, for instance, which is so much cheaper and offers almost as good performance, but for a fraction of the price, the same score. So I'm going to have to just knock it a little bit down to a 4, because it's still superb. It's 160 grand very well spent. If you are a muscle car fan, it certainly won't disappoint you, but the simple fact that it does cost 6 figures means that it's not exactly beginner friendly. It takes a while to save up for it, and there are cars which do come close for far less. As far as usability goes though, it's multi-class appeal in terms of the kind of cars that it can beat, the kind of cars that it can race against, the classes you can take it in, whether you want to use it for drag, drift, circuit, sprint, top-end racing. Well, for that I am going to give it a full 5, because it has a fantastic range of use. It starts off only in the C class, and you can tune it all the way up to S2, and it's very competitive in every one of those classes. It's a brilliant muscle car, and although I'm not giving it a perfect score overall, as much as I'd like to, I am going to give the Plymouth Cuda a score of 92. But that's it overall for this particular pick. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.